Mod Monday. In today's video... Okay, yeah, I didn't think that would work. So here are the categories for this week's mods. Unfortunately, we don't have any sick dudes this week, but there are quite a few really promising mods coming up as they are currently in beta, so hopefully we'll see them next week. But for now, we're gonna jump straight into really cool. Xombies? Xombies? I don't know. Just read the text. This one was pretty close to being a sick dude mod, but it was a little bit oddly put together. But the oddities also brought with it a strong variety in level design. You'll find yourself moving between sewers, spooky back alleys, janitorial rooms, and apartment complexes. It does well to be a tad bit scary, but not too horror-like. You're just fighting zombies and head crabs in this one, so if that's your favorite style of combat, I think you'll enjoy it. Half-Life Ravenholm's Psych Ward was a conceptual map built by Arcane Studios for Half-Life 2. The map was never included in the final game, but a creator for the Half-Life Alyx mods did a pretty good job recreating what they did. There is no gameplay here, it's just aesthetics and environment. And while mods like this don't normally make it into the lineup, I wanted to highlight it in hopes that the creator would develop it in a more gameplay-oriented experience. From what I've seen here, there really doesn't have to be that much gameplay. I think just adding a few headcrab zombies and a few headcrabs could liven the map up quite a bit. There's not much existing content for the creator to recreate, but I would love to see what they can come up with a little contemplation. Job Interview is an interesting and weird mod. It does quite a few things that we don't typically see in mods these days, and whether or not it does them well is not the important part. I'm just happy that we're seeing someone think out of the box with the capabilities that we're given. Some of those different things that I'm referencing here are like the climbing and the friendly NPC that assists you at the beginning of the level. And like I said, at the moment it's not a matter of whether it's done well, because at the moment in this mod it does feel a little unnatural, but what's important is that these things are being done at all. The initial use of these odd mechanics will inevitably breed stronger versions of them, but maybe more importantly, it will inspire someone to do something even more new and strange by giving them new ideas. So back to this mod in particular, it doesn't have much of a story, or at least it tries to have one and I can't tell if it succeeds. I found the pacing to be a bit slow the whole way through, right up until the end where you're attacked by a massive amount of combine. The overall gameplay and level design is something that I would put in the cool category alone, but because it has those new and interesting mechanics, I decided to bump it to the really cool category. Free the Vortigaunt is a very messy mod with some interesting mechanics. Don't expect much from level design here, as it's not visually appealing, but the real highlight of this mod is that you're going to have to use your head a little bit. I'm still not sure if I did it correctly, but there's a puzzle where you have to figure out how to get past some glass, and all I did to get past it was walk through it using my room scale. It's weird because some of these things are explained too much, and some of them are explained not enough. The combat isn't interesting at all either, so if you're looking for a refined experience, I would stay away from this one. But if you're looking to get your hands on something wacky, give it a shot. Late Shift is a story-driven mod with custom voiceovers, a hint of mystery, and a dash of spookiness. It reminded me of an old point-and-click mystery game that you would find in 1995. I don't know why I limit it to 1995, as those games have been coming out for a long time now, but they were prevalent back then. I really would like to put this in the really cool category, but the pacing was very slow or I just couldn't find the blue keycard. I inevitably had to give up after searching every file cabinet in the room. I think it's possible that I just had a bad run, but in any case, I don't think that this mod is for everyone. So for that reason alone, I feel it does belong in the cool category. And that's all for the coolest mods of the week. This week's mod maker advice is to be creative with your textures and lighting. The vast majority of textures we've seen in mods so far have been very realistic and tend to emulate that of Half-Life Alyx campaigns. I don't see this as a bad thing, and I actually consider it to be a good thing. However, we are severely lacking in mods that just don't try so hard to be realistic. One of my favorite mods to date is the Orange Complex, and you can tell that they didn't put too much thought into textures. The whole level is very simple, the lighting looks great, and because the textures and aesthetics aren't bound to realism, they have much more flexibility to be creative with their level design. So if you're one of those people that has an interest in something different, I guarantee you there's a market out there for it. Just because you see everyone else being spooky and realistic doesn't mean you have to be as well. So that's all I have to say. I'm really looking forward to getting into this week's mods. So until next Monday's video, we'll be seeing ya.